evidence. I guess it's just my weird life logic to start at the finish line. But here we are. And finally, I've actually believed it. Truly wrapped my head around the idea that me surviving a heart attack actually has a point. Like, someone like me, who basically lived life on autopilot irresponsible, and honestly, probably took advantage of more than a few kind, loving souls. The fact that I'm still breathing, well, I just got to show the world the receipts of this whole new me thing. What's cooking with me now? Seriously, I feel like I'm on a mission. I've got the moment of my heart attack and the whole emergency show and tell locked in my brain. Even as I was fading out, I could still hear everything. And get this, I was super calm. No uh-oh feeling, no pain, no tears, no screaming fear. And nope, no bright light at the end of the tunnel either. Just this weird, certain knowledge that from that second on, fear was officially cancelled. I was game for whatever, anytime, and I just knew. So my upbringing was the whole Catholic family deal, though my grandma was the real MVP of devotion. She was at church every single week, sometimes even midweek. The rest of us, holidays were usually our only required attendance. Otherwise, it was pretty much check-the-box Catholicism. But once I was a grown-up, I pretty quickly figured out that most priests were basically just clerks in fancy dresses, and only a handful actually had that true vocation and genuine belief. My church visits became pretty rare, and eventually, I just ghosted altogether. After the whole heart attack and surgery roller coaster, when I finally landed back on my feet, I noticed this whopper of a change inside me. It was this massive wave of gratitude for not kicking the bucket, a real sense of peace, but also this low-level hum of anxiety and this burning desire to hit the reset button on my life. My new leaf enthusiasm, though? Yeah, that didn't stick around for long. Old habits, those sneaky little devils, and all my classic irresponsible moves started waltzing right back in. Then, one day, sitting by myself, vodka in hand, I hit a dark, dark spot. I started thinking about just ending it all. What was the point? My life felt like a constant going out of business sale, with zero hope for a turnaround. My son, bless his heart, called the cops, and they scooped me up and took me to a hospital for folks in crisis. Apparently, this whole meltdown after a heart attack thing is way more common than you'd think. The very next day, a guy, who literally had the exact same name as me, walks up and just starts going off about God, his love, understanding, principles, but mostly love, love, love. He was pacing around the room where about 15 of us were parked, spinning in circles, and every few seconds, he'd laser focus that piercing stare right on me. It was that classic, punishing father look from my childhood, the kind of glare you get when someone's seriously miffed. I finally couldn't take it anymore and begged him to stop, but he just kept his little spin cycle going, repeating the same lines. Then, he finally laid it on me. "I'm talking to you, son." Boom. I was flat out floored. I practically stumbled back to my room, collapsed onto my bunk, and just bawled like a baby. It kicked me strong. I can still see his eyes and hear his voice, and I know that it was him.